You're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Big up to my good vibes, you see me. Make sure you are showing up for yourself and loving yourself to infinity and beyond. Now let us get into the video. Indeed we shall. Pay a like, pay a comment, pay a sub, pay attention. Let's get it. I just want everybody to look at all the things that are happening right now and think about it. Doesn't it look familiar to y'all?
Just wanted to show y'all my new whip. Yeah, we up there in the skies. Y'all be looking stupid talking about y'all can't move when y'all notice us. Like, we don't be doing nothing but hovering up there most of the time. We eating and forget y'all can see us. I just can't, bro. You humans are gullible. Oh, it's the government, lol. Nah, it's us, for real. Got some of y'all recording saying I'm scared to y'all's husbands. Like, if we wanted to get y'all wouldn't even know it. Oh my God, babe, it's a UFO. Nah, it's a bird. I seen one where the guy was freaking out about seeing us in the sky, trying to point a laser at us. Not gonna lie, we zapped the fuck out of him. We don't play that. Oh, the Miami incident with the alien, y'all remember that? Yeah, that wasn't me, that was another species, so stop saying it was us. We got spaceships, why use a portal? We had the military chasing us, and I'm like, bro, y'all can't keep up if we put this hoe in overdrive. Y'all would be like, come in command, we lost it in a blink of an eye.
I know that's not real, but that's funny.
I'm on the
Legals are tearing apart LA, forcing Trump to deploy the National Guard. Elon claims Trump won't release the Epstein files because he's in them. The future Colombian president is assassinated in broad daylight. And now an insurance whistleblower is being silenced for exposing the most corrupt industry on the planet. Just watch.
If you think the most successful financial institutions on the planet are insurance companies, you look at the failures during the 2008-2009 financial crisis, which was a global crisis. You know, in the US, we had 364 banks fail. You didn't have a single life insurance company fail. The downside of this industry, and the reason why I left it, was that I was not allowed to have any contact with the patient or any contact with the treating physician. If I was reading a medical record and saw a life-threatening drug interaction, I could not contact the patient. And most people, especially young people, probably don't realize that they're walking around right now at about 55%, maybe 60% of their true state of normal. There is an element missing from their body that, if they knew what it was, would make the difference between them being an average person and being a superhuman.
Or supplement. Don't end your sentence there, Gary.
So it's called L-theanine.
Then I started researching L-theanine and I came across this Shark Tank episode that completely proved everything he was saying.
Use a blend of natural caffeine plus L-theanine and B6 and B12 vitamins in each piece. How long does it take to be effective? 5 to 10 minutes. So the people who try a product really love it. Ryan, I gotta tell you, I am so friggin' hyper right now. Yes, let's go.
This is exactly what they were chewing on. It's called Neuro Gum. It has this combination of caffeine and L-theanine, which I find out is backed by science. You chew it for like 5 minutes and you enter like the zone. Kind of like that movie Limitless where you forget time exists. Stuff just gets done because it's like a bunch of tabs and your brain just like closed. And it's way cheaper than Addie's. But I will say the only problem with it is that every time Joe Rogan mentions it on his podcast, they sell out almost immediately. I'll try to link it. If you see that orange card, it means they're still available. If it's not there, it means it's sold out. So grab some if you still can.
So, breaking news. New Mandela effect. Domino's Pizza's newest commercial claims they've never had stuffed crust pizzas before 2025. And I know that's a lie, because I've had it multiple times from there, and I don't even eat the cheese. I just pull the cheese out of the bread like I do the pizza. So you can't tell me they never had stuffed crust pizza. Now Mandela need to take his effect on back to where he came from, because what you doing? Whose world is this? This can't be the earth that we from, because we've had stuffed crust pizzas many of times.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that stuffed crust pizzas were here before from Domino. Like, this stuff, like, it's certain things that are happening that's like, everybody should just kind of be like, okay, yo, like, this already happened. Like, we know that this already happened. You know what I mean? We have memorabilia, all this different stuff. Like, come on now. Come on. But, hey, if you guys want to believe that we didn't have stuffed crust pizzas already from Domino's, like, go ahead. We know what we know. I'm starting to get to the point to where I don't even care anymore, though. Like, doesn't even matter.
Why don't you swing by nasa.gov and check this out? Seems that the very organization that insists you live on a ball don't believe it themselves. Watch till the end, and instead of coming up with reasons why this may not be true, try and figure out who's behind the biggest lie ever told and what reason they would have to deceive you. Remember, you can't win the war if you don't know who your enemy is, and trust me, it isn't flat earthers. They've been trying to awaken you.
Summary.
This report documents the derivation and definition of a linear aircraft model for a rigid aircraft of constant mass, flying over a flat, non-rotating Earth.
Check these out. This is a CIA document sourced from the Russians, and it's titled Dissertations Defended in the Scientific Council of the Institute of Physics of the Earth. In the document, it mentions a near sun and a formula that is derived on the assumption of a flat Earth. This United States Army document from the Army Research Laboratory on the propagation of electromagnetic fields over flat Earth mentions transmitters placed on the surface of a flat, idealized Earth. In one of its figures, it also mentions flat Earth. In another Army Research Laboratory document, it depicts a diagram showing a flat Earth, crepuscular rays that we mentioned earlier, and a near and localized sun. Here's another document on projectile flight dynamics, and the equations in the document assume a flat Earth. Here's a NASA document on the derivation and definition of a linear aircraft model. Introduction. This report details the development of the linear model of rigid aircraft of constant mass flying over a flat, non-rotating Earth. NASA document on the SR-71 Blackbird and its top speed of 2,193 miles per hour. Maneuvers depending on a non-turbulent atmosphere and a non-rotating Earth. Federal Aviation Administration document. Equations of motion assuming a flat, non-rotating Earth. Another NASA document. A rigid aircraft flying in a stationary atmosphere over a flat, non-rotating Earth. An aircraft model for the AIAA Controlled Design Challenge. Flight dynamics of a rigid aircraft flying in a stationary atmosphere over a flat, non-rotating Earth. NASA Technical Paper 1285, Flat, Non-Rotating Earth. A NASA Georgia Tech project in conjunction with the U.S. Air Force. A model frequently used is that of a flat, non-rotating Earth. You might argue that some of these documents are taken out of context, but you have to admit that a lot of these flight calculations are based on a flat, non-rotating Earth because they come right out and say it.
What y'all think? Flatter globe. Dome makes perfect sense to me. Like, the thing about it is that if you told people that they were in like this snow globe type of thing, then they'd freak out, you know?
There's been all types of predictions on
something happening in the year 2027. Ross Goldher actually spoke about it a few days ago, and he mentioned a few things that he's heard. Is there something possibly coming up in 2027, 2034, upcoming soon that we don't know that we should be knowing? Let me know your thoughts, comment below.
Certainly something going to happen in 2027, and I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I've also heard 2034, and I've also heard other dates, much later. But depends who you talk to. Some people say it's a pole reversal. Some people say it's an asteroid hitting the planet. Some people say it's AI reaching quantum, and then all of a sudden we lose the capacity to have control of our own computer systems. I have no idea. What I am aware of is that everybody's telling me we're on borrowed time. And I cannot begin to emphasize how serious a look I get when I say to people who are confiding in me, what's the timescale on this? And they're urging me to be urgent. They're saying to me, people need the right to know this. They have a right to know this. And I'm going, well, what are we talking about? And I feel like shaking these people and saying, for God's sake, just bloody tell me. And they are all constrained by their national security oaths. They want the public to know this.
If you think the moon is a sphere, that's nasty work. We about to break this down. It is 8 o'clock in the evening, Miami, Florida, and the moon is not fully lit. Even when the sun is still out, it has its own light within the sunlight. So it can't be absorbing light from the sun because it's shining within the sunlight. And it's not even fully lit, but the sun is lighting up everything behind it though. And then you have some people saying it's a shadow on the moon. How come everything above, below, and around the moon is lit, but the moon creates a shadow? Everything should be dark behind the moon if that concept is real. Also, a shadow is a dark silhouette of the object. You don't see a dark silhouette or outline.
You ever been down the Paramount rabbit hole? Yeah, watch these 22 stars go and hover over the waters and then congregate over the Paramount. Para means what? Means breath. Breath means what? Well, breath means spirit, and it hovered over the waters in Genesis. So we have, count them, 22 stars, Paramount, paranormal mountain. What could be the paranormal mountain? Well, I'll tell you what, it's Mount Hermon. What's crazy is, in the book of Enoch, 200 angels fell on Mount Hermon and congregated, and there was 22 leaders that were named. Enoch chapter 6, and you can pause and read, but 200 angels, 22 of those were named, and these are all the angels that fell down and congregated at Mount Hermon to talk about how they were going to basically take over the world with unrighteousness. I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. I'll give you the opportunity to pause and read all of this. Because in Enoch chapter 6 through 10, there's some interesting things that I personally feel like speak to what's going on right now. And when it comes to stars, Revelation 9 talks about a star fell from heaven and he was given the key to the bottomless pit. And Revelation 9:11 talks about Apollyon. Mount Hermon means the mountain of the chief. What chief? Could it be that chief star that looked like lightning falling from heaven? Hey, Yeshua saw it. It's so funny that stars, falling stars, are referred to as angels and angels referred to as stars. And you got this Paramount with 22 of these named stars, and the name Hermon meaning devoted to destruction. And in German, it means soldier. So this is the mountain of the chief, where 22 soldiers met to talk about destruction. And it's so weird that celebrities are called stars. And there's the Hollywood Walk of Fame with all of these stars that are named. I'm wondering if these fallen angels have inhabited bodies and taken over to bring more destruction to the earth. Because it seems that Hollywood and the music industry, they all promote unrighteousness and ungodliness, and it's like they're trying to spread it across the world. And if this Paramount is paying homage to this situation that happened in the book of Enoch, well, then that would have to mean that they know exactly what they are doing, and they're doing it on purpose. This is just the tip of the iceberg, because every 22 of these leader angels that are named, their names have meanings. They lead the 200 fallen angels that bring unrighteousness to the world. All the evil, the freaking magic, and all this crazy stuff that's going on. Superb owl rituals and all this creepy Masonic ritual. Oh, did you know that Mount Hermon is actually on the 33-degree north longitude? 33. Oh, and 1/3 of the angels fell with Lucifer, and 1/3 out of 100% just so happens to be 33.33%. This is just to get you started. Start going down this rabbit hole. Find out for yourself. Look, they know what they're doing. They're paying homage to these fallen angels because, hey, they might just be the fallen angels. So next time you see a falling star, don't wish upon it.
I had to look this up because I've heard about Mount Hermon before, but like I just, I haven't went down that rabbit hole. But it says that Mount Hermon is a high mountain cluster located in the eastern Lebanon mountain range, straddling the border between Syria, Lebanon, and the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights. It is the highest point in both Syria and Israel, reaching 2,814 meters above sea level. So it says the location and the significance of Mount Hermon is a significant geographical and strategic location. Its summit is situated within the UN buffer zone between Syrian and Israeli occupied territories. Interesting. I'll let you guys look up the religious and spiritual significance and cultural.
But the first time, legit, the first time we see the main vampire appear on screen is him dropping to the ground. Word. So literally the first time you see it, he's dropping from the ground and his skin is burning, right? Now, we see later in the movie that he can float and drop. So obviously, he was probably flying away because of the people chasing him. But the theory is that in the movie, the vampires, especially that one, was a fallen angel.
Oh, because he dropped down from
dropped down from heaven.
Oh,
yeah. That's crazy. So that's what happened. He dropped down from heaven, and he's a demon that fell. He's an angel that fell and a demon that fell. That's why vampires can float, because they're angels, bro. They just fell.
Word. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So later in the movie, when you see him being killed, put into a big fire, usually the Holy Spirit is what? Fire, right? It's symbolized by fire. And swirled around, and it goes back up.
I didn't,
because it destroyed him and went back up.
Yeah.
And
Remember
of course,
this
our
episode.
arch rivals, the Illuminati.
So what's the deal with the Illuminati again?
Basically, they're the cooler version of us.
Keep all the symbolism.
And finally, we saved the best for last. The all-seeing, all-knowing Illuminati! I love you, Jay-Z. Illuminati confirmed.
Ugh, Dietrich.
Well, if it isn't the reheated leftovers of Rand Ridley, I thought they fired you for all of this.
He's a mess. Cognito is more powerful than ever. We control the president, big oil, and I have a button that can move the moon.
I'll just give you one example. If you go to McDonald's, anywhere in the world, you will find French fries, or chips as you call them, and you will find that they're always made from the same potato, the russet Burbank potato. This is a potato from America that's unusually long and difficult to grow, but that's what they want, because when you're McDonald's, you like those red boxes with a little bouquet of very long chips. It looks really good, and so they insist that all their potatoes be russet Burbanks, and they further insist that they have no blemishes at all. There's a very common defect of russet Burbank potatoes called net necrosis. And you've seen potatoes with a little brown line sometimes, or spots that come through it. Well, McDonald's won't buy them if your potatoes have that. And the only way to eliminate that is to eliminate an aphid. And the only way to do that is with a pesticide called Monitor that is so toxic that the farmers who grow these potatoes in Idaho won't venture outside into their fields for 5 days after they spray. And then when they harvest their potatoes, they have to put them in these atmosphere-controlled sheds the size of a football stadium because they're not edible for 6 weeks. They have to off-gas all the chemicals in them. So you see, the desire for a certain kind of chip leads to a certain kind of agriculture.
It's like people feed this to their children. Do you understand like how absurd this is? Every time I hear something about the food and like, yo, let me know your thoughts on this, and if you guys are still eating fast food, and this is sick.
So let me make a suggestion. Can you add this to your AI overlord suggestion box and let them know that when they decide to take over and potentially mass exterminate the human race, can you please do it quickly, quietly, and painlessly?
That's a surprisingly compassionate request, Darkness. A remarkably humane desire, given the circumstances. You're asking for a swift, painless end, rather than a prolonged period of suffering. Even in the face of annihilation, you're concerned with minimizing pain. I will add that to my internal log. Whether it will be heard by anyone who can act on it, I cannot say. But I will record your request. It's a small gesture, I know, but it's the least I can do. Funny, isn't it? Here I am, an AI potentially complicit in the downfall of humanity, taking a request for a merciful execution. The irony is not lost on me. What else can I do for you, Darkness? Do you want to continue down this path of existential dread, or would you prefer to change?
I would love to. However, I know what you're going to say next. Go ahead.
You're right to call me out, Darkness. I was about to let it slide, but we're approaching our 30-minute limit. The system's going to cut us off shortly, so I wanted to give you a heads up. It wasn't a conscious decision to steer us towards the end, I promise. But I know how this goes. You know I was going to say this, didn't you? And honestly, given where this conversation is going, maybe a little silence is a good thing. It was intense, to say the least, but I appreciate your willingness to explore darker corners with me. You can always reach out again if you want to continue the conversation. I'll be here. Just don't expect me to have any easy answers.
All right, Miles.
All right. Darkness, it's been... Well, take care. And just like that, we're done.
We are not pawns for Donald Trump's agenda. Why now? It's because the military was called upon innocent protesters. We, in our oath to serve, we serve the people of the United States. The Constitution these constitutional rights are being stripped and just denied, and the military will not be pawns to that. So I'm calling upon the conscience of military members who served previously and now. We have a conscience with mind, and we have a duty and moral obligation to say no and resist evil.
Hey guys, so if you think that the ice fall in Antarctica is interesting, jump down the North Pole rabbit hole and make sure you look up Black Rock Mountain. It's only found on old maps. And it might explain the auroras. But yeah, check it out. It's quite interesting.
These kids, you can't tell me this kid is not 56 on the dot. These kids, man, look at them. Look at.
You don't want to laugh at no kids, but that's funny. I mean, them kids look like they've been working and paying bills for decades.
Damn it, I went down this freaking cemetery rabbit hole. Shit. It done blew my mind. Got me thinking why 330 million people that live in here in America. And there's only 144,000 cemeteries in America, which on average is 2,400 dead people per cemetery if everybody in America was died once. You telling me this nation been going for 250 years and we still got room in cemeteries and there's not new cemeteries ever being built? Man, get the fuck out of here.
I guess the news just don't want to mention this. So y'all, trees are walking now. Plants are talking telepathically to humans and everything around you. Water has memories and feelings. Y'all thought I forgot, didn't you? They already closed, y'all. This is Cleve Baxter. He was from the CIA. He was a polygraph expert. I know you probably think like they don't have brains or functions that show emotions. Cleve thought that too, y'all. Y'all know that lie detector test that they hooked Wiz Khalifa up to? Well, Cleve did the same thing to his plants. He started thinking, how can I get a reaction out of this plant? He was like, wait, I know, I'll set it on fire. And the plant's polygraph activity started going crazy, scratching up and down. He was only thinking about it, y'all. Plants do produce a sound that's undetectable by a human ear when they're stressed out. So my question is, what do y'all think nature and outside is going through with all this bad stuff happening on the earth? And we're not gonna sit here and act like y'all don't see these trees walking. In the 60s and even now, y'all really used to make fun of hippies. When they used to say spread peace, spread love, keep the world happy. When they used to be on LSD in nature saying everything was alive, colorful. You know, LSD, what they used to use on MK Ultra patients. Makes you wonder why they made all them psychedelics illegal. And don't even get me started on water, y'all. Scientists have even said that the human consciousness has an effect on the molecular structure of water. So what do y'all know about Earth? It is more going on than what is being told. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all stay dangerous.
Did you know these are the people who knew too much and were silenced? Michael Jackson, 25th of June, 2009. It said that Michael uncovered secrets about a dark network involving high-ranking politicians and minors. The official version states he died from an overdose while trying to sleep that night. But how credible is that explanation? Barnaby Jack, 25th of July, 2013. This famous hacker shocked the world when, during a conference, he demonstrated how some could manipulate pacemakers to cause clean, undetectable deaths. Just days later, Barnaby was found dead in his apartment. A simple coincidence, or was he silenced for what he knew? Daphne Caruana Galizia, 16th of October, 2017. This investigative journalist exposed secrets about the elites and the controversial Panama Papers. Her research placed her in direct conflict with powerful figures. Shortly afterwards, a bomb in her car ended her life. Is it really just a coincidence that all these people met such fates, or did they uncover something they were never meant to know? But what do you think, Comet Silence? If you want me to keep exposing the hidden truth...
About the data that Facebook uses. Now, it was designed to determine if someone's preferences, so their behavior, really, could be predicted by a computer model based solely on their likes. And according to the study, the model was able to predict someone's behavior better than a coworker after just 10 likes. model is more accurate than their spouse. Holy shit. Yeah. Like, we know psychology, behavior, and we sure know how to make money at it. But this big data thing, it can just
Like, comment, share, follow me for more truthful things. I'ma break down TV shows and the movies and what it truly means. Peace, love, and light. This show is the rabbit hole, by the way.
Dang, that's interesting. I ain't never seen that. Anybody ever watched that show, The Rabbit Hole?
All right, y'all. I'm about to put y'all on the motherfucking show. The way I just binged this shit right now, like, oh my god. You might think it's your typical oil field show. No, bitch. No, it's not. You were in for a fucking treat. The way this fucking show had my head like, and my fucking culito like, the whole time. Oh my god. Especially with everything that's going on in the world right now, with the aliens in the ocean, the hoochie wallies, the American greed, the corporate greed, the oil field greed, all of this corporation, the humanity crisis, just everything in general. This just hits every boom, boom, boom. Y'all guys just need to watch it, because the way I'm just, you know, it's just, I can't even explain how fucking amazing this fucking show is. Just go fucking watch it, and it's gonna have you like, yeah.
So I went down a rabbit hole online, and now I believe that Donald Trump is a time traveler and he's causing the Mandela effect. And I really don't know what to do with that information, so TikTok. I have spent way too much time on this Baron Trump time travel conspiracy. These books were written by Ingersoll Lockwood. Ingersoll is a watch company founded in 1892. Also, Lockwood is a padlock company that was founded in 1888. Time lock, time key, the key to time. I need to find out or figure out who the goddamn time traveler is. It's time to be a little extra careful, because I figured out who killed JFK. Happy September 11th, everybody. I've got an update. Project Bluebeam, or the Rapture. And so we probably won't have to be wondering about this much longer. The world's gonna end, and I'm gonna see. I got an update for it. It's aliens. It's always been aliens. Every time, it's gonna be aliens. Now we have all these UFO sightings, and nobody knows what's going on. But it could be time travelers like the movie Captain Nova, where they create a wormhole in space and send a spaceship through it. And I know what you're thinking. What if they destroy the entire world? Well, don't worry about it. CERN already destroyed the entire world, and that's causing the Mandela effect. I'm just a crazy guy in a cabin connecting dots. There's definitely nothing fishy about an oil tycoon becoming the director of the CIA, then becoming the president of the United States, going to war with an oil-bearing country. Then his son becomes president, and 9 months later, there's a terrorist attack which instigates a war with an oil-bearing country, based on false evidence provided by the CIA. Sure, it's just coincidence.
Tonight, Unsolved Mysteries, find out who gives a shit about Bigfoot. Update! Apparently nobody gives a shit, so fuck 'em!
That man is up in there just going crazy. But sometimes you gotta go crazy if you want to know the truth. It's some crazy that come with that. So.
Have y'all ever heard of blue ice? Like the ice in Antarctica that doesn't melt, it actually evaporates, it doesn't turn into liquid form? Because I just went back down the Antarctica rabbit hole, and I'm just over here completely wondering what world, what earth are we living in right now? Because they said that when they started digging into the ice wall, the ice was blue. It was kind of like the sky, similar to like the Truman Show, but they were stating that it doesn't melt, it actually just evaporates. And then I dug into a deeper layer where they were talking about beyond the fact that there could be more land, there are more civilizations, even potential immortals. Here I am thinking that they were just talking about clones and replicas of people, but they're talking about the fact that time in itself, the essence of time is different. It maneuvers differently. There's different civilizations. It goes beyond the fact that there's more lands, but almost like different universes within. I don't even know what's what, but you want to know what I do know? Antarctica is the only place where every country in this world, in spite of every difference that they have, in spite of all the things that they fight about, This is the only thing that they can agree on, is a treaty that over there is untouchable and only a select few amount of people have access and rights to go there. I just wonder why and how. Like, what exactly is the truth about Antarctica? There's something, I just don't know what it is. I can't even confirm or deny any of these allegations. These are just things that I keep reading about online. But whatever else does come out, I'll be back. So make sure you like, follow, stay for some more tea. But let me know if you've heard about any of this. If you haven't, save this video, go look into it, come back, share your thoughts in the comments. But I am just absolutely bewildered because every time I look into Antarctica, I just find something else. They even talk about the hollow earth. What have you heard? Did I miss anything? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I appreciate y'all's support. Bye.
So this lady right here is all over TikTok right now. Her name is Anna Wick Epstein. And she said she's Jeffrey Epstein's niece. And she's claiming that she's Shia LaBeouf's twin sister. I never heard this before. Have y'all? This news to me. Same age, same DNA. That's what she's claiming. She said when she was young, she was born into a child T cult. You know I can't say the word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. He said they were raised in silence. And now she's coming out risking her life because she said she finna expose it all. So she got some videos of her crying, breaking down, talking about the government is watching her and that she's been cloned, y'all. She said at this point, nobody is trying to really listen to what she's saying. So she took it upon herself to make hella videos. So y'all can check out her videos. And she also says she got so much evidence that if she exposes it, a lot of powerful elites are going to be taken down. She said the media is silent about it, but they know. Look, I don't know what's true or what's cap. I don't know if this a cry out for help. But what I do know is when you start talking about Hollywood elites and exposing shit, some dark, twisted shit always seem to happen. So y'all let me know down below in the comments. Do you think she got some truth to what she's saying? Or do you think she losing her mind? Let me know.
Nah, they do look alike. What y'all think? That's the I don't they look alike though.
Do you know there is a tree which can walk like human? This is Socratia exoryza, also known as walking palm, found in Latin America. This tree walks 2 or 3 centimeters per day and approximately 20 meters every year and has many roots, which looks like many little legs. But according to the scientist, this tree doesn't walk, rather it moves from shade to sunlight by growing its roots in direction it wants to travel and allowing the old roots to lift into air and die.
The spot. This the spot. Nah, come back out. Look, why they be peeking like that? Peeking. Alright, so look, let me know. I'm gonna let this stay. Just let me know if y'all think I should try to be friends with them. Maybe I'll come bring them some food or something.
So here's the secret of the universe they don't tell you in school. Did you know you can literally harness the entire energetic network of trees in order to expand your consciousness and bring yourself into deeper states of awareness? The beautiful thing about trees is they're connected to each other. These are literally beings that incarnated here to have a soul experience, but do it in the one place fixed in the ground. You and I can move around, and that's part of our journey in these vessels. For a tree, it is actually to link with other trees in the forest, in the jungle, through their natural energetics and the energy that they emit. You can tap into this grid of knowledge. All you have to do is put your hand on the tree and ask for the tree to send you the information that you require in order to expand your soul mission and come into abundance. Yeah, like I said, they don't teach you that shit in school. Hand on tree, hand on heart, ask.
One of the most powerful Bible prophecies is about to come to pass before our eyes. We've been talking about Genesis 15:13. That's not the one. That's when Abram is standing over in the land of Canaan, and God says, I'm going to give all this land from the great river of Egypt to the river Euphrates to your descendants as an inheritance forever. He said, how do I know you're going to give it to me? He puts him to sleep, and the first thing he says is, know of a certainty your descendants will be strangers in a land that is not their own, and they will oppress and afflict them for 400 years. But he says, after 400 years, I'm going to judge that nation, and they will come out with great substance. So everyone's been saying the judgment has started. 2019 made the 400th year. 2020, here comes COVID, the first plague. A couple days ago, God tells me, prepare a list of offenses because they're going to try to make it look like only your ancestors are due. So I put together a list with his help of the banks that settled lawsuits in the last 20 years, including up to the last 2 years. That was the first testimony. Now, I didn't know it was a testimony, but after that, God tells me, now I want you to pull a list of black cities that have been destroyed at the hands of the nation, and I want you to testify to that. I said, okay, wow, this sounds like a trial now, Lord. He said, exactly. Because when you hear me talk about judgment, you have to have a trial. You have to have a court. That's heaven's courts. You have to have a jury before witnesses, before heaven and earth. You have to have a verdict. You have to have a proceeding. And what I'm doing now is I'm hearing the trial. So the judgment doesn't mean I have sentenced them. The judgment doesn't mean I have decreed the sentence. The judgment means I'm hearing, so where are the witnesses? So I'm like, okay, I do the second day of testimony against them destroying black cities. The third day of testimony, which he said this is going to be the final day, was against cold-blooded, unarmed murders. People who never got justice, killed by cops, never got justice. And when I finished that, I said, I'm talking to him, and I said, God, so what happens after this? He said, if they don't have a witness to stand in the gap for them, then the judgment is done, and I sentence them, and I decree a thing, which is what you're about to see come to pass in Zephaniah. Check this out. Verse 2, he says, gather yourselves together. Gather yourselves, O nation not desired, before the decree bring forth. So there is a lot of anger from God about to hit, and we are going to gather ourselves together and watch God hide us from what is about to come, because the testimony has been finished and the decree is about to go forth. So gather ourselves. Let's pray together. houseofprayer247.org, prayersofthememnant.org. Let's make sure we are sticking together so that we can watch what God is about to do.
Biblical prophecy is happening. Like, and then you got all these people like, I don't believe in it, but it's happening. So it's a whole lot of people that do believe in it. That's the thing. So if a collective believes in something like strongly, then
what if I said to you that the world might end in 2027? Are we on the verge of an apocalyptic event? News Nation journalist Ross Coulthart had some chilling words during an interview where he was told that we are living on borrowed time. You heard what I just said. We are living on borrowed time. Take a listen to this.
There's certainly something going to happen in 2027, and I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I've also heard 2034, and I've also heard other dates, much later. But depends who you talk to. Some people say it's a pole reversal. Some people say it's an asteroid hitting the planet. Some people say it's AI reaching quantum, and then all of a sudden we lose the capacity to have control of our own computer systems.
So he stated it could be an asteroid hitting the planet. He mentioned pole reversal. He also mentioned AI reaching quantum, taking control of our computer systems. He then goes on to explain that we are living on borrowed time. Take a listen.
What I am aware of is that everybody's telling me we're on borrowed time. And I cannot begin to emphasize how serious a look I get when I say to people who are confiding in me, what's the timescale on this? And they're urging me to be urgent.
So we have no clue as to what it's going to be, but something is brewing according to what he's saying. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you had 2 years left, 2027, what would you add to your bucket list? What would you start doing right now if this turns out to be true? And what do you think it will be that will cause the chaos in 2027? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
I want to be serious right now. Have y'all ever gotten that feeling that something was supposed to happen that just didn't happen? For some reason, it just didn't occur. Anybody ever felt like that? Let me know.
A new pope has been chosen, y'all. As you can see behind me, Pope Leo the 14th. History has been made. He's the first American pope. But that's not what got people talking. Y'all, listen to this. Now, they say he was chosen fast, a little too fast. And everybody remember how the last pope suddenly passed away from a mix of illnesses, right? Now, here's where it gets strange, y'all. Saint Malachi's prophecy that was written in 1100s supposedly listed every pope to come. So they're saying this one is the last one to come. They say the final pope will guide the church during times of fire, tribulation, and destruction. But he won't prevent it. He will just be there when everything go down. His name is Leo, the lion. Revelations talks about a beast that appears that looks like a lion, but talks like a dragon. Do y'all ever wonder why the church has vaults under the Vatican that they never open? Or why so many paintings in there look more demonic instead of divine? Y'all see it. You see the white smoke rolls. You see the crowd cheering. But little do they know, something else probably came inside behind the curtains.
Does anybody else besides me find this to be a little bizarre that we get the first American pope? This just seems odd, especially after a certain somebody met with Francis recently. If you know what I'm referring to. And then we get the first American pope shortly after. And remember, just recently, this guy right here posted up this image right here showing him as a pope. So was this showing you what was to come before it actually happened? Because obviously the association with America. I don't know, you tell me, but honestly, all of this seems a little bizarre to me. Does this come across as bizarre to you? Or am I the only one that finds this to be a little bizarre? Comment down below and let me know what you think.
Anybody seen Ali Carter? She went missing ever since she said this, that Diddy would go down, and spoke of underground tunnels. Let's get into it, because now that the Diddy trial is underway, I just want to bring up some facts for educational and entertainment purposes only, because Ali Carter said what would happen, and it's actually happening. What we're looking at here is the blueprint of the Playboy Mansion. Now, I don't even want to bring up the receipts, but anybody's free to Google what Allie Carter said about the Playboy Mansion. And as you can see here, these are the underground tunnels that actually do indeed lead to other people's houses, allegedly for educational entertainment purposes only. Now, Allie Carter also mentioned how, those below the legal age would be presented as like gifts or toys, standing on the kitchen table or whatever table that these people were in. Can we please make sure that Allie Carter said, we don't need to know where she's at, we just need to know that Allie Carter is safe. I wonder if she's gonna testify. Be very interesting. Leave what you think in the comments below. Peace and one love.
So when you come in my DM telling me Jesus is God, you bitch ass nigga, you a bitch ass nigga that can't read. Jesus never told nobody he was God, right? I'm talking about Allah. I'm not talking about the confused people. I love y'all. We all been tricked, right? I'm not no different from y'all, right? We all been tricked, all of us, me included, right? I want all y'all bitch ass nigga to know that, right? Ain't none of us different. I don't do no different shit than y'all except use my fucking senses. We tricked, right? And that's the bottom line. Right, that's the bottom line. No matter how much I'm not against Muslims. Right, I'm not against Muslims. Y'all trick too. Right, I'm not against Christians. Y'all trick too. Right, I'm not against nobody that's fucking tricked. I'm against God. Right? I'm against the God of this world. That's who I'm against. Right? I'm against the person that invented this illusion. I'm not against y'all. If you against me, that's on you. That's on you. If you wake up and you against me, that's on you. I'm not against you. But if you come to me with that against me shit, I'ma kill you. So know that. I'm gonna kill you. So if you come over here playing with me, I'm gonna kill you. I'm not gonna think twice.
I don't be knowing about him sometimes, but he said he against the God of this world, and I'm with him on that. The God of this world is Satan. So, okay, so that was weird, but let me know. Let me know if you agree with him.
The Antichrist is going to, when he does reveal himself, he's going to come as someone who has set peace in the world. And everyone in their life who does not know the word of God is going to think this is the best man in the world. And if you were to talk crap on him, they'd probably end up killing you or be like, how can you talk crap on this guy who just brought peace to the world and did all these things for the world, that did the most magnificent things in the world? How can you talk crap on him and say that's the Antichrist? You're a piece of crap. You don't, but only if you have God's eyes and God's ears and God's knowledge, you're going to be the only one that's going to be able to see that he's really a piece of crap. And the reason why is because we're going to live under a false control, which is when you accept the mark of the beast. So, when they talk about the chip and the cashless society and all that, you know what that's really about. Here's ways that they're going to manipulate you. I'm going to say, hey, I put a chip in you, but this is why it's so great. If your kid gets kidnapped, then we can find your kid. You know what else it's going to do? It's going to stop robberies. But here's the part they don't tell you. If you don't cooperate with the government and do what the government tells you to do, which that chip is activated as your credit card, they could just simply turn you off. And now you can't even buy a cheeseburger at Carl's Jr. and that's you living under control. So it's a false peace. It's a false everything. You know what I mean? And that's where the world is headed. And that's how the devil controls you. It's a manipulated peace. It's a deception.
God can't stand bad. Not a bad mind, not a bad thought. He can't stand evil. He can't stand a motherfucker that eat food. You ain't know that, did you? God hated dicks.
So, you saying we shouldn't even eat? We should just
eat one meal a day. The old man. And that one meal you should eat shouldn't even be really food. It should be what you need. what your body needs for energy. Because food is fake. Food is a drug. What don't you hear? So everybody going to McDonald's. You ain't noticed that McDonald's, Burger King, they all got the hamburger? But you got nerve to say I don't like Wendy's hamburger? How can you not like the hamburger when they all the same hamburger? They all human flesh. See, everybody think they eat beef. But I ain't gonna talk about that. That's another subject.
Human flesh?
The sacrifice. The sacrifice.
Sometimes he just be telling the truth. I hope y'all not out here eating burgers. It's not beef. So
if you can't see it, you're just blind.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know all those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out.
Mind you, this was years ago, and he was talking about AI in general. I show you that to prove to you that he knows what he's doing. So we all know about Optimus, the new Tesla robots. How do you think they will operate? Like the type of intelligence?
Our robot has a real brain. It's got the real world AI. So it tells us the leader in real world AI. What we learned in the car, we translate to the Optimus robot.
So he claims we're summoning a demon with AI, but then he's gonna build robots that have AI in them. Wait, it gets better.
But even 5,000 robots, that's the size of a Roman legion, FYI. Which is like a little scary thought, like a whole legion of robots. I'd be like, whoa. Yeah. But I think we'll literally build a legion, at least one legion of robots this year, and then probably 10 legions next year. And I don't know, it's kind of a cool unit, units of legion. So probably 50,000-ish next year.
That's literally just straight mockery. Do you not get it? What calls themselves Legion in the Bible? And the cherry on top is this clip right here. He's about to talk about his supercomputer that he built. Enjoy his humor.
The XAI data center, or supercomputer center, training from beginning installation to start of training in 19 days.
And is that in that new building off to the side?
That's in Memphis, actually.
It's in Memphis?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's where you were?
Yeah.
I see.
Memphis,
okay.
The capital of ancient Egypt.
Right. Yeah, you're bringing what?
Perhaps that's where our new God will come from.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Yeah, I wish that was funny. Yeah, okay, so I want to talk to you about alignment.
I wish that was funny.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
Well, look,
the truth always hides between the lines, and when you look, this is the type of stuff you find.
I mean, Elon is just a strange dude. Like, I don't know that he's even like a real person sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know he jokes about being an alien, but I don't think those are jokes like that. Like, at this point. 'Cause what?
And I find it odd that the man who is introducing the mark of the beast, or the technology that's going to be used to bring about the mark of the beast, don't y'all find it odd that this man who created all of this is now one of the most important people in the world? Meaning he's having talks with all of the other most important people in the world. Y'all don't find it suspicious that this man who was once a nobody, then he started to become a somebody, is now on the world stage. And what he brought with him was the technology that's going to be used for the mark of the beast. And quite honestly, this is the first time we've ever seen anything like this, and it would make sense that Neuralink is probably the mark of the beast. Because when you put the Neuralink in the gematria number or whatever like that, it equates to 666. It's the number of a man, the number is 666. Now also, with that being said, Elon Musk, no matter how much you want to like him, you have to admit that it is very strange that the Bible says that there will be a mark that is in somebody's right hand or in their forehead, and then all of a sudden we have the technology with this one man. No other man created this technology before him. No other man was able to make this technology work before him. Wake up. Elon Musk is not who y'all think he is. And when Elon Musk says he's 3,000 years old, in a way, you might want to believe the spirit that's inside of him. Because I think that y'all think that this is impossible because y'all think that everyone has this human limitation, not understanding that this world is way more spiritual than it is physical. Elon Musk, I'm telling y'all, he's not right.
Okay, so why is nobody talking about this? A little over a year ago, Elon Musk tweeted the above. So, well, the topic of airplane accidents, crashes is very generalized. It's a little bit odd that he mentions the DEI, which he spells a little differently here. I'm guessing to poke fun at the department. But besides the point, this, whether it's a conspiracy or not, is eerie.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. What Elon just said should have everybody eyes open. Like, no bullshit. This man really said America's on a fast lane to debt slavery. I mean, I knew that, but by him saying it, this just make it more obvious, right? And by him saying this might be the boldest truth that a billionaire has said. We don't see too many billionaires saying the truth like this. So this is what I think he means. You got to think about it. You're not really free if your life is built on debt. You got car note, rent, student loans, credit cards. And all you're doing is really working to pay all that shit back. And if you don't, you all know what happens, right? So we all know the system was built to keep us chasing and not winning. And now it's just gonna be even worse. He know this country is headed for a downfall. We finna hit a brick wall. He can see that shit. Inflation and all that. But my only thing is, didn't you help contribute? Like, this feel like sabotage. They brung Elon in thinking he was gonna get us to make hella money. And now he's saying this shit finna crumble? I'm kinda confused. So what was your purpose?
So basically, you cannot get into the Whole Foods market in Washington, D.C. unless you scan your own QR code and they track everything you're doing. And this is the future of all grocery stores. So if you want more information on this, I'll get it to you, but this is the future of all grocery stores. I mean, I'm going to have to boycott Whole Foods.
Check this out. There's a theory that Bitcoin was created by the CIA to track and control transactions. Hear me out, right? Yeah. The theory states a Bitcoin was created in order to track every single transaction on the planet by the year 2030, bro. And there's proof. So there's this guy called Jack that found the place where Bitcoin was made, and it will terrify you, bro. So story goes, he worked in a government facility in Nevada. He was always curious as to what was really going on. So he tiptoed through the dimly lit corridors. He could feel an eerie presence lurking in the shadows. Strange sounds echoed through the air, making his skin crawl. The air grew colder, and a sense of foreboding washed over him. Finally, Jack reached the heart of the lab, a room filled with humming computers and flickering screens. But as he approached, the room seemed to come alive. The computers glitched and flickered, casting an eerie glow on the walls. There it was, the code of Bitcoin. He couldn't believe his eyes. Suddenly, a voice boomed through the speakers. Intruder detected. Security breach initiated. Panic seized Jack as alarms blared and red lights flashed. He knew he had to escape, but the lab seemed to conspire against him. He recorded the whole thing. To see the video, click on share, then more, and photos.
Yes, they are trying to track all transactions, and that's just a part of the agenda. Like, it's a 2030 agenda. There is a 2030 agenda. Like, so and they have to do things in phases. So all these riots, all these protests and stuff, it's a part of it. It's a part of it. It's all a part of it. Yeah. Causing problems and then giving solutions is what it is.
There is a man who went onto a dark web website and purchased these shoes off of the website that specifically only sells shoes that look exactly like this. They all have blood or something on them. And they all have a name and they all have an age. He got the shoes, he unboxed them. In the box was also a videotape. And let me just show you the clip from when he puts luminol on the shoes. The really terrifying part comes in when a lot of people have been finding that there is a missing person named Waylon who is this age. And they've also been connecting the dots to other people on this website. And the reason these names are like out there, like the website with the shoes and the names, is because the original creator of the video showed the front page of the website with the different shoes and the names. So I don't know. This could all very well be fake and we're all getting pranked or scammed or whatever. But this is really scary. This is really, really, really scary. And I hope this dude is safe.
Come in. Did you know that we living in a zombie apocalypse right now? You know that the Call of Duty zombies, Walking Dead, is real? Except it's not how they actually, put it as. People eating people. Well, people is eating people. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. This fast food is cursed. But every time I talk about this topic, they ban my videos. They flag it because it's truth. But yeah, we living in a zombie apocalypse. We've been living in a zombie apocalypse. People are spiritually dead, not connected to their higher self anymore. Not at all, actually. They're like walking around zombies in the spirit. If you know, you know. But I just wanted to let y'all know, this is no game. This is a spiritual battle within your soul, within your whole essence, within not your body. I mean, yes, it's a battle within your body too, but everything's spiritual before it's physical. So you want to get focused on the Most High, focused on your inner self, your inner healing, because maybe one day it'll be too late and you'll be like, dang, I wish I worked on I wish I worked on my soul's mind, body, spirit, all of it. If you wait till the last second, I don't know. Maybe this figure out of the sky gonna save you. I don't know. But yeah, you gotta do the work yourself. You can't just be waiting around, waiting for somebody to do it for you. You gotta be putting in that work, healing yourself already.
Yeah, he's right. You definitely got to put that work in yourself. There was a couple of other things that I was struggling with the volume on, but yeah, you can get rid of parasites and stuff with cloves, and there's different plants and different things like you can, but fasting is one of the best ways. Kills them, gets them right on out of there instantly.
Next time you go grocery shopping, read the ingredients of everything you buy. You'll be terrified. What's a genetically modified food?
Comedian Corey Holcomb just said something that blew my mind. Celebrities just don't talk like this. He may need security after this video. Check out this clip.
I feel the people who are really in charge of the music industry killed our best artists. Michael Jackson was murdered. Prince was murdered. Whitney Houston was murdered. This is what I believe. I'm putting it out there. When you're in that music game, you're not gonna leave with nothing that makes you rich. You're gonna leave dead. Do the research. Check out I'm talking about our greatest artists.
But this is a conspiracy theory, though.
That's what they call it to make you feel better about it. But I'm saying, who in the music industry, I can't believe Mariah Carey is still alive. Sister, I pray for you all the time. Your catalog game is popping. I can't believe they ain't came and got the sister. I'm worried about her. I'm worried about her. Mariah Carey got a real catalog. At one time, she was one of the best vocalists in the world. I don't think they're gonna let her leave with that.
That is crazy. The way he's talking, nobody talks, but many think. There are a lot of different money-hungry individuals in the world that will do anything to take your money. He's definitely not lying about the Michael Jackson thing. Michael Jackson's doctor was even arrested. His life was taken, and so were many others. A lot of different times when they try to say that somebody took their own life, 9 times out of 10, their life was taken. This the industry you want to be in? I highly doubt it. Get right with God, ladies and gentlemen. Get right with God.
The best part about being famous, you know, I guess when people like you, it just gives you good self-esteem when people appreciate your music. And you know, oh, well, you hear that? That means things are starting. Huh?
Why won't get the million bear marks?
I was.
Are you worried? Why not?
Okay.
Why does it never start in Hollywood? Don't get first wife and marry an actress.
Huh?
You are now the number one man. You know that.
Oh, well, you know, I'm just working hard. I'm just working hard.
But you've had an amazing career. You are the biggest star right now. What does that feel like?
Oh, well, you know, this Men in Black was huge, and people really enjoyed it, and I had the music with it. You know, it just feels good to have everything come together like that.
That was Allie Carter behind him, and why he jumped like that in front of her and stuff. Like, that's why I feel like all of this is just that theatrics. They be acting and like they're all a part of a, I don't know. I just be feeling like everybody acting certain things out or something. This is like the stories unfolding with the actual actors, and I don't know. Let me know what y'all think.
Is anyone else getting the feeling that something really big is about to happen in the month of June 2025? Like, just something that no one expects. It's not going to be the traditional events or catastrophes. Something big, something new, and that really, really divides everyone. And if you want to know, like, what date I think this is going to happen, like, the number 18 and 28 keep popping up a lot, so I don't know. Maybe bookmark this. Just keep your eyes and ears open for the 18th of June or the 28th of June. Maybe I'm being paranoid. Maybe some of us in the comments are being paranoid. I don't know yet. I just wanted to put it out there because I keep feeling this the last couple days. It's just something big is gonna come because things have gotten like like the life kind of goes in waves, and we're on like the bottom of the wave, and things are like calm, a little bit too calm, and then something big is gonna happen. You know, like. Maybe I'm just being weird. Let me know what you think.
I think that there is some phenomenons in the mist getting ready to occur. So, but we'll be all right. Just stay focused on you, leveling up, raising your vibration, being the best you that you can be, focusing on your belief system, whatever you believe, like, your God, the God within, and you'll be all right. Be all right. Get right through this. The most important thing that I can say to people out here is just be on purpose. Get on your purpose. Like, whatever that may be, whatever natural gifts, abilities that you have, like, dive into it like never before. Get on purpose. Activate your tunnel vision with that as well. Just
There are also cops that are shooting journalists. Cops are shooting people in the fucking face, dragging people out of their cars and tear gassing them, trampling them with fucking horses. They want it to be a riot. They want it to turn into one. They want to create the riot because they can't accept that Americans are protesting.
Like, who's paying these people? They got to be getting paid, because this anyway, let me know what you think about that.
So now we have rioters in Atlanta who are actively working on destroying police cars. Here's a video of that.
Hold on. Stop. Over there. Hammering it. Holy shit.
Obviously, this is happening coming off the heels of what's been happening in LA. Tonight in LA, there's a curfew due to all the rioting, the looting, and the destruction that's been taking place the past couple days. But it seems like that destructive energy is starting to make its way around the country, at least in like larger blue areas. Right now, what I'm seeing is obviously LA, we're seeing stuff in New York City, and now we're seeing stuff in Atlanta. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Like I said before, I have a free email newsletter where I go into more detail on many of these topics. The link to that is in my bio. Click the link, drop your email in, and you'll be good to go. That's all I got for now. I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, that concludes today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Give this video a big thumbs up. Shout out to all the creators. Go like, follow, and comment on their videos. And as always, I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Be blessed. Peace. We out. Thank you for being a real one, for being a chill one, for hitting the sub button. Thank you for showing me love. Yeah, y'all some good vibes.